Hey you guys, it's Amy Gretchen. In this video, I'm going to share with you some of my favorite Project Life supplies. So I've gathered all the ones that I use almost every time I do a Project Life process video and thought that I would share them with you all in one place. I've wanted to do this for a while because I thought it would be a great resource if you guys ever wanted to see a list of the supplies that I'm using. Of course, that in every video, I will give you a list of the supplies I'm using in the description. But if you wanted to see more, I thought that it would be great and handy to have this video in my playlist. So anyways, you guys, let's get started and I will share with you some of my favorites. All right, so the first thing that I want to talk to you is about my trimmer. This is a Guillotine trimmer. It's from Tonic and I love this. It's a little bit over 9 inches. Maybe it's 11 or so. Maybe a little bit under that. I haven't measured it. It's about 6 inches wide. I love this for, it's really handy to have when I'm making videos, but I love it for cutting the 3x4 cards. And one of the things that it's really awesome at is cutting up really small pieces of paper. So you can see that I can measure it to 3 inches and cut it to 3 inches size if I want, but I can also cut the smallest pieces you have ever seen and they all come out awesome. It let me see if I can pick all of these up. Look how small this is, you guys. Just want you to see the littlest pieces that it will cut. Look at that, so small. So you don't have to worry about getting new blades or having to sharpen them because it is a self-sharpening. I love that about these Guillotine trimmers. This is my all-time favorite. They actually do come in, I think they come in an even smaller size and then a bigger size. I have seen the big 12x12 that I've considered buying, but it was so big. I already had such a big trimmer, I figured I didn't need another one. So I'm sticking with this. I am so happy with it. The only reason I wanted the bigger one is because you could pull out a ruler here and then I wouldn't have to worry about having 2 trimmers. But you know what? It wasn't gonna work out. So this is perfect size. I would totally recommend this to anyone, especially doing Project Life because you're just cutting, you know, smaller pieces of paper. And like I just showed you, in case you're trying to get a 3x4 card into a pocket and it's not fitting, you can cut off, show you again, the smallest slivers. So anyway, that's why I love this trimmer. Totally check it out if you haven't already. All right, so the next thing that I wanted to talk to you guys, that's one of the main things that I use is kits. So I subscribe to 2 main Project Life kits, or I should say this one is from Studio Calico. It is called the Documenter Kit. And this one is from Ali Edwards and it is called her Story Kits. So let me talk about the Studio Calico kits now. I have been using the Studio Calico kits for, I think since the very end, maybe like November of 2013. So it's been a while and I have collected quite a stash. I'm just going to get up a little bit closer. So I have been collecting supplies over time. In fact, I actually thought to myself, should I maybe stop? I have so many supplies, but it really is hard. I'm not going to go through everything in the kit, but I just wanted to give you an idea of everything that is included. Usually they have a chipboard set, which I love. You guys know, if you know me, you know that I love the chipboard. Here's some alphabets. Always comes with stickers. Always comes with some kind of embellishments. Here's some sequins. It always comes with a handful of cards, which I love. That is my favorite part. They always are 2-sided. And this kit, in case you're wondering, is August of 2017. So it always has a wide range of, usually they do have a color palette. Let me see if I can find, here's their marketing card. And so it has like the color palette that they use. These are the colors of inks that they sell. They're color theory inks. And so they're just kind of showing you how you can mix and match with some of their other supplies. So I love that about them. And then it also does come with some 4x6 cards as well. It usually has a stamp set as well, a smaller stamp set. Sometimes they're even half this size, but I really love that they do that as well. So that's just kind of a basic idea of what comes in this kit. And it also has this great envelope pouch that you can reuse. So I love them. They're perfect for the Documenter kit. They actually do have a scrapbook kit and I think like a planner kit and a stamp kit. So they do. So my point is, this is primarily made for documenting spreads or project life spreads, however you want to look at them. And I really have enjoyed getting them. They aren't necessarily based on theme. If you're looking for something like that, you want to go with Ali Edwards. Hers are called the Story Kit, and she actually does have, this is the details. It just came in the mail, and I just opened it up and used it on the spread that I used just today. I loved it. The colors are great. She also has her story stamps. And this is the first thing that I initially signed up for the story stamps because I think that was all that was available at the time. She hadn't come out with the kits, and I love her story stamps. Stamps is one of the things that I definitely go to when it comes to working on my project life spread because I love them. It's a great thing that you can just add you can make your own 3x4 cards, but you can add right on top of photos. So I love stamps, and her stamps are always, and her kits are always so intentional and very thoughtful. And so I love them for project life. At this point, I think if I had to choose, I might choose this over Studio Calico right now, but I don't know if that's just because I've had Studio Calico for so many years that it would be nice to make a change. But right now I'm doing both, and the only reason why I'm doing both is primarily for my YouTube channel. So that's kind of why I'm keeping up with both of the kits. So her story kit, which is I think it's maybe a little bit smaller than, her story kit is for scrapbookers and project lifers, or, whatever project really you want to be working on. So it doesn't have nearly as many cards as the Studio Calico one. So if you're looking to maybe add to your card collection, you might want to consider that one. But her kit always comes with some kind of chipboard, which I already said how much I love. And then she doesn't have a ton of cards. I think there's maybe like 6 to 8 3x4 cards. I've used a couple of her cards from this kit already. And then some stickers. There's always some kind of stickers, some embellishments you can see there. It always will come with an acrylic word. This acrylic word, it usually will be the name of the theme. So this is, and I'll just open it because it's getting a really bad glare. This is the detail kit, which I'm such a fan of documenting the details of our lives. So it came with the word. And then it will have some 3x4 cards as well. And this is her marketing card, which comes with the kit, which I've used several times as title cards. So it's like I said, it's a little bit smaller of a kit, but it's so intentional. I really love it for project life. If you haven't checked it out, I definitely would. You can do it month by month. Both of them, you can do it month by month. And the great thing about, like, I know this one in particular, the Studio Calico one, they have started doing it where you can skip a month. So if there's a month that you're not interested in doing, or you can't maybe do it that month, you can skip that month. And then one of the things I think is super great with Ali's subscription is if you get both of them, then she gives you the digital version of both the stamps and the kit, which I think is over the top. That's super awesome, which is great because then you never feel bad about using up all the cards because you can always reprint them and you can change the colors to whatever you want as well. So that's something to consider with Ali's kit, which I think is great. One of the other things that Ali Edwards does, and Studio Calico, they both do it, is a couple times a year, they will have their kits on sale. So it's obviously while supplies last. Some of Ali's kits have sold out where they're not even available to get a subscription for. So you haven't been able, so she probably won't have those kits for sale. But if she has supplies, a couple times a year, she has a sale where she opens it up, and maybe you could try her kit out then if you've been interested to try it out, but you're not sure if you want to go ahead and do the subscription. But like I said, you could do it month to month, and that would allow you to see if it was something if you liked, because then you have no commitment. You can cancel any time. So those are the two kits that I'm primarily using. So this is where I'm getting a lot of my embellishments from. I do not buy, I have occasionally if there's something I really love, but I typically do not buy any embellishments anywhere else. It's just those kits. All right, so let me talk a little bit about some of my tools now. So this stamp runner has been my favorite adhesive stamp runner for a long time, and I'm super sad that they are discontinuing this. So I learned about this first from Jennifer McGuire with her favorite things videos, and I stocked up on this and also some refillables, and I actually have 4 refillables left. So I'm going to be using this for quite a while on my videos, but I do apologize because it is discontinued. But I found from Jennifer McGuire that she has suggested, this is a dot liner. It comes in a long, this is the big one. You can see how it compares. And then there's also a smaller one as well. I went ahead and got the big one just so I would have more feet. I think it says it's 36 millimeters, or excuse me, 36 meters long. And it looks like it's in a dot. I have not used it, but because Jennifer McGuire recommends it, I'm recommending it too, because she's awesome. And I totally respect, you know, the experience that she's had with these items already. So anyways, like I said, I'm going to keep using this until my supplies last, only because I've paid for it and I want to. I know that a lot of people that do YouTube channels want to stick with the items that are, you know, up to date and brand new. But you know what? I know that you guys can come up with a good adhesive if you don't have this one, and I'm giving you this suggestion right here. So I totally recommend picking one of these up. I just got this on Amazon if you are interested. Have it linked below. All right, another one of my favorite tools is going to be this EK Success tweezers. I love them because it allows me to pick up small stickers and embellishments and put them on a card or put them on a photo without having to, what I have found is when I try and use my fingers to stick something down, my hands get in the way. Let me give you an example. So if I wanted to put some of these sequins on a photo, let's say, just grab over this photo of my daughter and her friend. If I wanted to add some sequins to this photo and I didn't know if I wanted to add them or not, you know, I'm trying to, this is a bad example because normally I would do this with something sticky like stickers. So if I didn't, you know, this I could obviously just set down and I could move around and my hands don't get in the way and I can see if I liked it. But let's pretend this sequin is sticky. So if I, you know, it's sticky and I don't want to stick it down, I want to know if I like the way it looks, I'll just use my tweezers. I'll hold it in place and then I'll set it there and I'll see, oh no, I want it down here, or I want it, you know, farther away from her face. And then I can stick it down like that. So the tweezers allow me to pick up small embellishments, and it allows me to place things so much easier, and it allows me to place them straighter because my fingers are not getting in the way. So I like these a lot. And I've burned them. I was holding paper or something and I put it in a flame and it burned my tweezers, but they still work, so never fear. All right, the next thing that I want to share with you is my pens. Sorry, just gonna wait for this to readjust. So my pens. So I have had a love-hate relationship with some of these. Been working with trying to figure out my favorite pens. So let me just explain some of these. This is a Micron pen, And this is a Faber-Castell pen. And this one is a new Tombow Mono pen. It's a drawing pen. And I actually have not even found these available on Amazon. You have to get them on the Tombow website. Anyway, I like these pens. I think that they write out really beautifully. I think that the black ink is pretty black. And I like that they come in the different sizes. You can see that this one is, sorry, I'm just waiting for it to adjust. Anyway, you can kind of see the 5 there. It's not wanting to, let me see if I can just get it to focus. It's not wanting to focus. So this one is a 03, this one is a small, and this one is an 05. So they do come in different sizes. They're felt. The only thing I don't love about these, and what I have found over time, this is another Faber-Castell. This one's a little bit thicker though. More of a brush tip. Sorry, it is not wanting to focus, you guys. Is the felt wears down. So I do not love that the felt wears down. And then you end up having to buy a new pen. And I feel like it wears down really quickly. The felt really wears down. I'm going to show you. I think this one, I haven't used this in a long time. Okay, there we go. Can you see how flat that is? It's supposed to be pretty round. And it's a flat tip. So they get flat over time, and I don't know if they're getting pushed in or they're just getting worn out, but that is not my favorite. So I've looked for some alternatives, and this is what I have found. This pen right here, sorry, it's got something on it. This pen right here is called Ink Joy, and it's from Papermate. Oh dear, I think I said that wrong in one of my videos. I think I said it was from Pentel, but it's Papermate. And this actually comes in a lot of different colors. This is the 0.5. It does come in a 0.7. These are gel pens, and it does have a retractable. I love this pen. It works so good, and I've been using it a lot. Now it's kind of smears with markers, but I don't tend to use that a lot with Project Life. So I have been using this with all of my journaling. It dries quickly, even though it's gel. And I think that's what this pen is known for. And like I said, I like that it comes in other colors as well, like a lot of different colors. You can buy a big pack of these if you are interested. I would recommend this, trying it out. It's only a few dollars. You could buy them in larger packs. I think I bought a pack of 3. You can get them in so many different stores. Now, this I decided to give a try, you guys. I'm pretty excited. This is a TWSBI Eco fountain pen. I've never had a fountain pen before, but I am loving this. I've never used a fountain pen, but it writes so good. So I'm just gonna come a little bit closer. And the pen actually twists off because it is a fountain pen. And this is a fine nib. I don't think it's the super fine. I think it's fine. And in here I have Noodler's black ink. And you do have to buy the ink. So you could choose any color that you want. I got this from Goulet Pens if you are interested. And I'm just going to write out hello, because that is my go-to word. Do you guys have go-to words that you write when you're trying out pens? Okay, I'm not doing a very good job of showing you, but it writes so smooth like butter, and I love it. Anyway, I've really enjoyed journaling with this pen. I have not used it on my Project Life, but I want to. This is pretty new to me. So far, I've just been going with this Ink Joy. So these are going to be my go-tos from now on when it comes to my pens for my videos. So look forward to seeing those. And if you want more information on this, I will probably do a review as I use it, but I've really been enjoying the way it lays down the ink. Okay, so let's get into some ink stuff. And I'm gonna pull back on my camera. All right, so For my stamps and for my ink, this is my favorite. This is from Lawn Fawn. This is my acrylic block. They have bigger ones that are shaped this way and smaller ones. I like this size. I'd love to get a little bit smaller for some of the smaller things, but I really do like this size. And then this is my Fiskars stamp press. I love this because it sits on these foam stamps and it allows you to position wherever wherever you want your stamp to go, and then you can push down. So it gives you a chance to align it and get it exactly where you want your stamp to go before you put it down. I love this Fiskars stamp press. They even have, I think this is the big one, I believe they have a smaller one as well. I love the grid also because when you're putting on stickers, or excuse me, stamps, and I know you've seen me do this in the video, I'm just gonna pull over some stamps. You can then just go ahead and align it right on to the grid there. Let's see if I can get that to focus. There we go. And then you can then just go ahead and maneuver it around until you get it exactly where you want it, and then you can stamp down. And it allows you to kind of move over it in an even pattern so you can get an even stamp. So I love this. Is one of my favorite tools. I think it's great. I also do like that as well. All right, so some of my favorite stamps, since I have this one pulled over, like I said, stamps are a big part of my project life. Ali Edwards story stamps, I've already talked about these. They are so intentional. I love the variety in the words that she chooses, and I love using them for project life. So I don't need to talk about those again. But some of the other ones that I think are really great, this is Kelly Perky. This is her Greenpoint outline. And I love having some alphabet sets. I have a handful of alphabet sets, but I think that they are really great to put on top of photos or make your own cards. Same thing, this is Carrie Bradford. I think she also does a really intentional set that are great for project life. Again, stamps are awesome for creating your own 3x4 cards, and they're awesome for stamping onto photos. So I really love them for embellishment. So that's just a couple of the sets and brands that I really like. All right, so now for the inks. So two of my favorites are the Color Theory. This is from Studio Calico, and this is Ali Edwards inks. So Studio Calico, this is a dye ink, but they do have pigment inks also. And Ali Edwards, hers are primarily pigment ink, though they are the type, it's pigment ink, but I think it dries pretty quickly, even though it does sit on top of the photo. So it's got a really great formula. I think it stamps very clear, and I really enjoy her inks as well. She only has a handful of colors. She may or may not be coming out with more. I know she said she's going to come out with some smaller versions of her ink as well, which is great. So I like those for color. I also have some, let me see. I have some over here that I haven't put away yet. I also have some Simon Says stamp inks as well. These are dye inks, and I really enjoy it. I choose stamps based on the color. There's enough companies out there that I think have really great formulas and really great ink. So I basically choose by the color. And so if I'm looking for a very specific color in my project life, then I will go look for that stamp ink if I have it. So these are kind of my go-to brands. Then my favorite black is the VersaFine. I think it lays down a beautiful, crisp black color. Or I should say stamp or image. There are some other really great blacks out there. The Simon Says stamp has a great black. This is more of a pigment ink, and it's kind of like Ali Edwards where it dries fairly quickly, but it is a pigment ink. And so it's not really great when using it on things like a Copic marker, or I would probably say a Tombow marker or something like that. So if you want to use those type of markers, there are some other ones that are great for that. I know the Simon Says stamp black is great. My Favorite Things is a great black as well. I believe I have that one. And there's another one that, I can't remember now, but this is my favorite. This is the one you guys always see me go to. You can see that I kind of broke the top, so I had to tape it on, but this is my all-time favorite black. Then my white that I always go to is the Hero Arts Unicorn. This is a white, or excuse me, this is a pigment ink as well. You can see that it's really dirty, but it still lays down white ink. So this is still working for me, even though I got it all black. And then my Versamark ink pad, this needs to be replaced as well. I have had this since the early 2000s, and I can tell that the sticky is not near as sticky as it used to be. Thinking about just replacing it just in time for December daily, probably. But I use this whenever I'm doing embossing, and I like the emboss. Most of the time, the embossing powders that I use are white and clear, both from Hero Arts. Don't do a ton of that in Project Life, but thought that I would share it with you anyway. The other thing I wanted to share with you while I was talking about the inks, you see me use this every single week. This is a date roller stamp. This one actually has, let me see if I can get my scratch paper back. Just get a new one. This one actually has the day first, and then the month, and then the year. The other one that I have, so this is more of a European style. The other one that I have is, and I'll just ink this up for you. I don't know what date it's on. This one has, let me give you a good example. I'll do 2000, that was 16, and it wasn't really going on very well. So you can see that that's not inking that great. I don't know why. But my purpose is, this isn't the one I use all the time. This is the one I use all the time where it's got the day first. But this one has the month and the day and then the year. And I like the European one because I like separating the numbers by the month. So that's one of the reasons why I use that. These look very similar. One has a brand name on it, one doesn't. I don't know what the difference is. They are the exact same font. So I just don't use this one anymore, but I love this one. And this one's gonna go through 2021. So I have a few more years with that. There are a ton of different date roller stamps out there. Some are cuter, some are cursive. Get the one that works for you. I love this one. I love the size. It is perfect for me, and have it linked below, you guys. All right, moving all that aside, the next thing I will share with you is the scissors, and I probably should have done this when I talked about my tools. So these are my two favorite scissors. I like having smaller scissors because I'm usually only needing to cut smaller things. This is the Tim Holtz cutter. You can see that it's got flexible handles. I love that. Makes it more comfortable. These are great because you can cut sticky things and they do not stick to the blades. You can also cut through chipboard or other thicker material, and it cuts really great on that. These are EK Success scissors, and it's from their EK Tools line. I like that. They come in different colors, but I like that they're just small and they are very precise, if you can see. They do have a very sharp tip, so I like that for cutting out small details there. And, you know, just so you can see the size difference, that is a regular size. This is a regular size. Maybe I'll put them all so it makes sense. This is a regular size scissors, and then those are the smaller ones there, so you can see how they kind of measure up. And I think that that's it for my supplies for my Project Life. The only other thing that I would show you and suggest, now this is something I actually have a video on my YouTube channel if you're interested in seeing more about my story journal, but I do have these inserts are from what is the inserts from? Midori. These are Midori inserts. It's a grid, and this is where I do all of my journaling for the week as the week's going on, not after the fact, writing down the stories and then using this to kind of help me map out how I want to do my spread. So I do consider this a very essential tool to have, and it helps me as I'm working on my spreads every week. All right, you guys, so that is it for me. That is my main supplies that I use in my project life processes. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I would be happy to answer any questions, even if it has to do with, you know, what I think about a certain product or what I recommend a certain product. I'd be happy to help with that as well. Really hope this video will be able to help you moving forward, just be a reference if you're looking to any of my supplies. And you guys, thanks for being here, and we will catch you in the next video.